Hello, this is the Inspiring Minds with Blissful Botanicals, where we holistically seek the truth in life using our entrepreneurial spirit. I'm your host, JR Knopp. Welcome, everybody. We're back here. I'm with a special guest, Evan. Evan, why don't you tell us who you are, what you're doing, and what you're bringing to the table?
Yes, sir. Yeah, my name is Evan Ogburn. I'm owner-operator of Farm LLC. We're based in Bedford, Kentucky. We are a vertically integrated manufacturer of many different products from many different botanical products. We started off in the hemp industry, but have evolved into extraction and growing of functional mushroom-based products as well. So we are a GMP-certified facility. We manufacture over about 500 different SKUs for 200 different private label clients. And then we have our own brand of health and wellness products as well under the Farm brand. So I'm a chemist by trade, analytical and formulation chemist. Got my start in the pharmaceutical industry. Worked there for about 8 years as a chemist, helping anywhere from small mom and pop pharmaceuticals to Pfizer, Merck, et cetera, kind of help identify new molecules and develop methods to characterize those molecules in products. And I learned GMP manufacturing through that experience, more or less. But then I took a consulting job in 2014 out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And one of the consulting jobs was that they were looking to kind of use my expertise, more or less. So the first job that I was actually kind of thrown into was helping the state of Massachusetts set up and establish their medical marijuana program. So I was able to see everything start to finish, how to grow it properly, how to extract it properly, how to test it properly. And we established quality control guidelines from basically the whole vertical integration from seed all the way to finished product. And kind of how Farm got started out of that was after the consulting job, after Massachusetts, and we helped Oregon, Colorado, a couple other states with quality control measures, we started branching out into the private sector. And we really wasn't getting that reception like I had hoped, like there wasn't a lot of people really wanting to do things to make products uniform, to make them quality each and every time. We say bottle to bottle, batch to batch, like I had hoped, So the evolution from that was Kentucky was coming online with the hemp program. So at that point in time, my brother and I got together. My hometown is a small agricultural based community here in Kentucky. And we thought it would be a good fit for us to take a leap into the hemp industry and start a product based on those same quality guidelines, that integrity that we still hold today. So we founded the company back in 2018, and we are moving into our eighth full year of business now, and we're growing bigger and better every year. So but it's all based on those same principles. It's all quality driven. We're based in science, and we do things the right way every time. So we really pride ourselves in that, and that's kind of how Farm got its name and how it's kind of kicked off.
Wow. That's an impressive resume, sir. I mean, you were in the thick of it, it sounds like, for the most of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have endured quite a bit. Um, yeah, it's been quite a story for sure.
So you worked for big pharma, big corporate job, chemist, so you're obviously, smart as hell. Then you decided, hey, Kentucky's opening up this lane. So you and your brother decided to jump in on it. Did you have to go and raise money? Did you have the money, or how'd the business start off for you?
Well, initially we started with 7 partners actually, and we all kind of just kicked in financially to get things going. Much smaller scale than where we're at right now. And then over time we're to 4 partners now. So it's me, my brother, and then my 2 nephews who are my brother's 2 stepsons. We've been in it, all 4 of us, from the long haul. So we started with 7 folks, all just private investment. We've had no um, outside investors whatsoever, although that conversation seems to pick up and get more frequent year after year. People looking to try to get into what we have going on, but right now it's all just been out of our own pockets and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, so to speak.
No, that's how most small businesses are formed in this country. I know I've done the same thing. You ever heard of Kratom before?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So yeah, I'm in the kratom industry. We're a small manufacturer over here, so I know what you're talking about with the GMP thing. We don't have a GMP certified facility, but we follow all those practices just because of
Right.
the lane we're in, and what we've had to do. And I know the struggles on that, and especially starting from scratch. You had a leg up. You at least were in the industry and got to see how all that was doing. I know when we were starting around here, we had to figure that out through a lot of different conversations and paying a few people a bunch of money just to, hey, this is what you need to do and this is where you need to go.
Right.
Um, so
I think with
it's
us, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Sorry to interrupt there, but yeah, we
no, you're good.
with my experience, we definitely had a pretty considerable leg up, and we're able to kind of hit the ground running. But as you know, business is never as it's always planned, so to speak. So it's there's a lot of hurdles, a lot of learning curves. Even you might know it all, but there's always something that comes up that gives you a challenge, and that's part of everyday business as a small business owner.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't, being a small business owner, you can't think you know it all. That's when the
Right.
universe is going to come and slap you in the face so hard, it's going to leave you crying on the floor. If you're not prepared for it, it's like, woo, god damn. You think you know it, and it's like, no, 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 son, you got a lot more to
Yeah,
learn.
that's right. That's
So
exactly right.
I mean, it sounds like you're in the same ilk. It's like, yeah, as a small business owner, you got to be able to move with the times and roll with the punches. You can't just say, here's our solid plan. That thing's got to be movable, you got to be able to
Yeah,
reform that.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And with our industry, the hemp space initially, and even still today, like just today, actually started a new ban for THC limits in Ohio. So it's just the regulation around our industry for the last 7 years has been so volatile, and it seems to be ever changing. And that to me has probably been the biggest hurdle or challenge, I guess, that we've had to go up against long term is just not really knowing what products are going to be allowed in what states in any given day for the most part. So it's there's a lot of pivots for sure.
Hmm. No, it definitely is, and each state's very different. I mean, I'm here in Nebraska, so I always thought we would be way ahead of the game and actually be more open to the hemp industry and everything else. But I mean, I've been fighting this fight since what, 2014 around here. And unfortunately, we're going to be the last state kicking and screaming before anything really gets legal. We've even legalized medical around here, and the local government's dragging their feet and not wanting to regulate it or put any laws up for it, and they're just fighting it tooth and nail. Which there's just they're a bunch of idiots. There's so much good benefit for hemp farming in general, especially with the fields out here and the monocrop shit
Absolutely.
that they pull.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, we could clean up a lot of this pollution in my book out here with that, but unfortunately, we got to. Stubborn people around here with a certain mindset that has been hard to penetrate. But
I
as
understand
time's going
that.
by, more and more of those people are unfortunately not on this earth anymore. So we're making some headway.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's kind of how it has to go. The people that are in control or against you, I guess, at some point they get out of the way, and then things kind of level out. So
So I seen you got a wide range of products. What spurred that on, or did you go into the game thinking I'm going to have this vast catalog, or was it you picked and choose out of a couple of them and then just kind of grew into that?
yeah, it's been kind of an evolution over time, more or less. I think one thing that's driven product development side of things is kind of how our business is set up and structured. So we do a lot of custom formulation with botanical based extracts for, like I said, over 200 different companies nationwide right now. So in that, there's a lot of research and development that takes place. So there's a lot of new trial and error, new products that come to mind. We get our hands on new extracts, figure out a really good way to make those extracts. So we extract everything in house so that once we do that experimentation, we validate, nail the extraction process, then we want to take it to a finished product. And right now, we've got so many different avenues and lanes at our disposal that it's kind of fun. So we could take a mushroom extract, lion's mane, for example, and we can infuse that into a tincture or whatnot, or we can make it into a gummy. Or the most recent use of that is coming up is going to be like cosmetic type products for because we're a licensed cosmetic manufacturer as well. So we're seeing a lot of new uses, new ideas that people have, but they just can't really bring them to light. So they bring them to us, and through R&D work, we'll develop their product. They have their own IP on that, but through that process, there could be a spin-off product that works well for us and our brand. So some of those products were developed that way. Others have just kind of been the brainchild of myself or some of the other folks on the team. So
Nice, nice. That's funny you say that. We're actually launching a new product line coming up here in the next couple weeks to a month of it's going to be a beef tallow balm. And
okay,
we have some of that, and we actually will have a line at some point adding CBD to that as well. So I
okay.
mean, I'm right there with you on that, but it sounds like you're doing it on such a massive level. How did you get to that point? I mean, you got a lot of lanes open. I mean, did you just have the connections, or do you have a dedicated sales team that's out there just pushing it off to a lot of white
You know,
label
to,
companies, or how you doing that?
a lot of organic growth. To be honest with you, it's been myself and like I said, the four business partners that we have now. One of them being my nephew Michael Yates, and he's really connected on the sales side of things. He does a lot of networking, marketing, and has opened up avenues for us that way. But we also do a lot of trade shows, get a lot of exposure that way. And folks, when they learn that they'll see our brand of product sitting on the table, on the shelf, or whatnot at the show, and they're curious about it. But then when we start talking private label aspects of that, their interest really perks up. So I think it's just been kind of a natural growth over time. We don't really have any large sales team necessarily, but we've just been able to plug ourselves into the right situations just internally. So
Hey, that's the old school way of doing it. Word of mouth and hitting the streets. I love
yes,
it. I
sir.
love it.
Yeah,
That's how I grew
yeah,
a lot of this company as well.
yeah. It's as you know, it's a grind, but it's also fun when you get new people involved and new clientele. It's fun to see what their vision is and how our skill set can help bring their vision to life.
So you seeing a lot more like are you doing more white labeling versus your own online sales, or what seems to be the big breadwinner for you guys?
Private label right now is about 70-30 to
Okay.
our own retail wholesale business, even counting the online portion of that. So, and that's we didn't start that way. We started, it was all focused kind of around our brand, but we had initially some large opportunities that came about, and those were kind of pushing to want to be a private label product for that particular client set. And we just kind of sat down and started to look at it. It's like, wow, we can really offer this whole set of skills, services, however you want to say it, to almost anyone that's interested in our product set. So it's and we've really got it dialed in now. We even do our own. We have a graphic designer on staff. He's been with us since the get go. Initially, he was just on a contract basis, but now he's full time. He's been that way for
Wow.
probably 5 years now. He's been full time with us, and we actually have our own internal label printing machine as well. It's
Okay.
like an eighty thousand
Wow.
dollar label printer. So it's
Geez.
literally we can
Okay.
take these brands start to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've tried to open that lane up here at Blissful with, because we manufacture the kratom, we put it all into there, but I've been trying to get into more of the white labeling out there. I haven't had much success in that. in our regard. So I mean, that it sounds like you guys are doing it and doing it right. But yeah, I looked into a lot of those machines, and to get all that, it's not a cheap little venture. You got to be some of those
It's
print label
expensive.
machines cost a pretty penny, and
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
and then
Yes,
the
sir.
materials and
Yeah.
everything else. It's yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always kind of curious to me because I do a lot of the trade shows. We haven't really focused so much on the white labeling, but that's definitely something that we've been offering, but we ain't to that level. We just got a couple people that we do that for, but it sounds like you're on that next level, which is that's awesome. That's at some point I'd like to be close around there or something of that iteration.
Sure. Sure.
But but yeah, no, that's awesome. So you get a lot of these people that come to you and say, "Hey, we got this idea. Can you formulate something for us?" That's basically what they do, or
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, hey, we've got, we'd like to have a gummy, but we're looking at X, Y, and Z botanical extracts to go into it. What can you do? Can you develop that for us? And some of them are even so specific to the point they're like, hey, has to be all certified organic or not, depending on what they're looking for. They could be really specific with the ingredient set. So, it's an R&D kind of phase for us. We'll phase that out 3 to 4 week time frame, make sure we got the formulation kind of nailed down to where we're happy with it internally, and then we'll kick it to them, allow them to sample it. If they're happy with it, then we get a plan together to kind of take that to scale. So
wow, that's awesome, man. That's really good.
yeah.
I know, yeah, we're looking into that as well. That's next level. So what's been some of the I know you've been selling online. Have you had issues with like your bank processing or anything of that nature? Or what have you heard in the kind of the CBD industry? Because it's
Oh, I
still
know
kind of
that.
not.
Yeah, it's there. That's a challenge. Always a challenge for us personally. In 2019, so like a year after we started the business, we bought an old roadside market that it's a landmark in our hometown more or less, and we've converted some of that to our facility, and then there's still a retail place there. But I think, long story short, having that retail location that allows us to sell other products outside of CBD, to be honest with you, has kind of kept my company flying under the radar from a banking perspective. We've had Square since 2019, and we haven't had any problems. Now we got to submit COAs and things like that to make sure everything's still compliant. But for us personally, it's been pretty smooth, I would say, knock on wood. For other people in our industry, it's a nightmare. Like, people are getting, if they don't have CO, and that's the benefit with to farm, is that every product that we do, every batch of product that we make, you're going to have a full panel COA for the concentrate as well as that finished product, to where you should be able to be compliant with any bank processor that is operating in the United States, internationally as well. So I think that's a challenge for some folks, but at the same time, if we've had some people that have gotten shut down because they had wrong language in their website. I mean, there's just so many different caveats that I could describe where people have had their just payment processing pulled, and really without any notice whatsoever. Still to this day, it's a challenge. It's a problem. We were told 3 or 4 years ago that federally it should not be an issue anymore, and we honestly just haven't really seen much of a change.
No, I haven't either. And that's funny you brought. I mean, I brought that up because I'm still a little bitter. I got been using QuickBooks for my account in the last couple years. I had to get rid of my account just because of some changes in the company. So I went to with QuickBooks because I just wanted to do it all there. But then what was it, about 3 weeks ago, they kicked me off because we have a Kratom with CBD product. And then we also have a CBD dog treat that we put out as well. And they were like, nope, you can't sell any CBD products here. And we're like what you said. Well, I got the COAs and everything. Nope, it's just against our policy. We don't. I'm like, you guys are just running my payroll. What what what
Right.
what the
Yeah.
what the why
Yeah.
does it
What's it
even
even
matter?
matter?
You guys are just
Yeah.
processing my payroll. Like,
Yeah.
why? It's just a reminder, and I haven't had to deal with that in a while. I mean, when we first started, especially in the kratom industry, we had a lot of those same challenges. We've got
Yes.
merchant accounts that would just all of a sudden quit. Oh, you can't. Well, why is that? Well, because you're selling. Well, kratom's not illegal. there's nothing on the book saying it's illegal. It's a natural
Right.
herb. We're advertising everything. Here's our COAs. Nope. Just, and so we found some ways to layer ourselves into that, but now we're kind of getting into the direct to consumer, kind of like what you have. I
Yes.
built out a retail site this year, and we, blissfulbotanicals.shop, and we've been sending people there. But in the back of my mind, I'm just like, hold my breath, going like, God damn, I don't want this merchant count to disappear, because sure as shit, as soon as we get up and rolling, next thing you know, we ain't gonna be able to process anything. And
That's right. Yeah.
oh, it's just so stupid. And
It's a headache, man. And just like you said, it's so ignorant that people are able to operate this way and really have no just cause whatsoever. It's because that's what they say, and there's really no legal definition
well,
that forces their hand, So
what's that? I mean, my theory on that is that's just coming from bigger businesses, aka big pharma, and some of
yes,
these other bigger banking practice saying, hey, don't, these guys are holistic and they're going against us. Make it difficult. There's no law saying that, but and just like when you talk to banks or professors, they're just like, well, it's against our internal policy. Why?
that's
Well,
right.
it's just what we
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
It's like, that's just our policy. And that's all they come back. And I'm like, I just want to ring their necks. Like, we're not doing anything illegal. This actually helps people. It's actually way more beneficial than most of the big pharma bullshit that's out there. I'm not saying
right.
all big pharma is evil. There's a place for it to a certain degree, but outside of what they got, I mean, it's a battle. And that's kind of why I've
Yeah, it's
started this
all.
podcast and
That's
some of this
right.
other stuff, is
Yeah,
just to get the information out there and say, hey, people, there's other ways to do this, and especially small business owners. I mean, I think it's a great service to what and I'm hoping you get a few clients off of this going, well, shit, I'd like to white label. I mean, I'm even
sure.
thinking in the back of my head, if I get to a point, we might have to do some talking outside of this, because I
I
got
would
some
love
other
to, man.
ideas, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean, that's what we do. We feel like we're a service providing company, and we have a great service set to help a lot of folks. But on top of that, it's the quality of the product that the individual gets on the back end that you're selling to, or whoever's selling to them, that really needs that relief that you're talking about, that they don't have to go out and get pharmaceuticals for. We have helped so many people, thousands of people across so many different therapeutic needs, that it's kind of mind blowing, to be honest with you, when we kind of said. And that's one thing I probably don't appreciate as much as I should, is kind of just stop and realize how many folks that we've helped over time get off of, pharmaceutical drugs, or just help them with joint pain, inflammation, rheumatoid arthritis. We have a whole bunch of adolescent autistic individuals that take our products, that helps them just kind of with that anxiety and help them calm down. Even some went from being completely nonverbal, now they're reading books and totally verbal, and all they've taken is just a 20 milligrams of CBD daily, and it completely changed their life. And it's pretty
100%.
remarkable, So yeah,
No, your industry, I mean, I've gotten a lot of that in the kratom industry. Not so much. I mean, you guys go a little bit more pervasive out there, and especially like with epilepsy and autism. But like for a lot of the core people that use our product, it's like they're getting off the opioid pills. They're trying to
sure,
transition, or like alcoholism, or some type of addictive drug. This helps mitigate all that. And I mean, I can't say that it kills pain or do anything of that, but damn, it makes a sure big dent into it in a natural way, to where you're not hooked on or dependent on the opioids like big pharma likes to put out. And I've
right,
gotten so many, I've got hundreds, if not thousands, of stories of, hey, kratom helped me get off this, kratom helped me put down the pills, kratom got me off of heroin, or something like that. Or like older people, like, and that's why we made a kratom with CBD product, because I seen the benefit of both. But
sure,
people that have the arthritis or joint pains or severe back pain, it does a wonderment, way better than most of the pharmaceuticals can do. And that's, in my opinion, that's why I always feel like we've always had like a target on our back from the bigger industries. Like, no, we don't want this guy to come up. They're too, this shit actually works. This will mess it up.
right.
And I feel that's even better in the CBD field, because there's, that plant in general has so many more benefits outside of just human consumption when you
Oh
come
my
into
gosh.
textiles
Yeah,
and
yeah,
cleaning fields. I mean,
yeah.
it's not to say it's the be all end all, but damn.
It's pretty
And
powerful. I mean, we call it
yeah,
the plant of 30,000 uses. Like you could literally, and we recycle pretty much the whole plant, start to finish. And one product that we've developed is a liquid absorbent. So think oil dry if you have an oil spill
Huh?
in your
Yep.
garage or whatever it is, but it's developed out of hemp and it works on contact. It's fully biodegradable. You don't have to mine the planet to get the product like rock, so it's and just that is one example. Hemp wax is another one that we work with. We process the wax off of our extraction process. We separate that out from the cannabinoids that we're interested in to take the healthcare products, but we have this whole set of wax that could be used for industrial purposes, floor
Oh,
wax, furniture wax, but it's all
oh.
clean. It's all could technically be certified organic because we're vertically integrated, but we're also certified organic seed to sale. So our crops are certified organic, our processes are organic certified. So and that's just us being a small to medium sized business, and you scale that to where you're looking at a worldwide use of this plant. It's hard to say what could come of it. So
Well, just my brief research of it all. I mean, we've got a lot of over fertilization and monocropping that gone that, from my understanding, you can plant the hemp in there and it'll actually help clean the soil out. And it'll
absolutely.
actually help replenish the soil and put micronutrients back into it. And then if they actually started a rotation of crops and maybe do corn one year, do a crop of hemp, and then do soy the next, they wouldn't have to use all the pesticides and bullshit. From my understanding, I could be completely wrong.
No, I mean you're exactly right. I mean hemp is it's a strong bioremediation tool. It sucks all that the poisons, the heavy metals, like you said, the pesticides, herbicides, etc., out of the ground. But not only that, it replenishes just like you mentioned. Like you're looking at micronutrients, especially if you let it. That's another thing. Like the recycled byproduct off of our extraction process of hemp has a extremely high nutrient profile, very high in NP and K. And that's all just naturally absorbed through the plant, and we put that back on our fields. Actually, that's we
Oh,
compost that
smart.
and dump it back onto the field, so it's yeah, it's definitely something that could be used more so than what it is. But I think before it really gets to the scale that we would like to see it, we're going to have some change on a federal scale.
Well, and I mean, I have hope because I think Trump posted about, I think it might have been about 3 weeks ago, he had a short video about cannabinoids and he
That's
posted it
right.
up there on his True Social saying, hey, every human makes these naturally. It's such a huge benefit to help people, and especially the older. Like it was like a big proponent to it. And I'm like, that's a start. That's a start.
Yeah.
Keep it
Yeah.
rolling. Let's actually get some policies. Let's get something. Let's get these guys off our back. Allow us to be small business owners and
That's
do
right.
what is right by the people, you know?
Yep. Yeah. I agree.
So I think and I've been telling this to a lot of people. I think in our industry, there's going to be big changes coming up here soon. I think a lot of people are going to wake up to a lot of the bullshit that's been going on the bigger level with big pharma, and they're going to go back to more holistic, natural healing. And I think they're going to look up a lot of companies like CBD or Kratom and some of these holistic healers and go, why don't we give them a try? It's Mother Nature. They're not over
That's
there
right.
reconstitution everything, coming up with synthetic chemical like what you used to do, come up with these chemicals
Yeah. Yeah.
to patent.
Yeah.
No, this is just Mother Nature doing her thing.
That's
Let's
right.
bring it to the people.
Yeah. Well, a lot of pharmaceuticals were investigated and discovered were all plant based back in the day. Everything was coming
100%.
from a plant, and then they just figure out how to make it synthetically and roll it. But yeah, I'm like you, as close as we can get to what Mother Nature has to offer from the plant, the better off we're all going to be. And it's especially if we're doing that in a clean way and without chemical introduction. So
Well, and the only way I can see like the farming practices actually changing that is to actually incorporate hemp. And then if we actually took that and put it into our industrial industry, I mean, if we go back to Randall Hearst and the big reason why he did that campaign to go against it is because he had tree fields and stuff like
that's
that.
right.
Everything used to be
Yeah.
nautical rope, paper, that all used to be done from hemp. And if we could recycle our fields, in my visions, like here, rotate this in, you can use this industrial, you can build 2x4s, you can build better
Yeah.
concrete out of it.
Yeah.
There's just so much that can be done. Clothes better, paper, but and
Different
it's
genetics, but like animal feed and everything, like the seed portion
mm-hmm.
of hemp, like it's finally starting to grow legs here in the States, which I'm happy for. We don't really do a lot of that. We do some seed-based products, but yeah, there's just so many different uses: textiles, food, healthcare, obviously. So it's exciting. It's been interesting when I think back. Like it's almost like we're kind of part of almost like a pioneer in a sense, coming up through this space in this industry. As long as we've been in it, to see this kind of grow over time, but we're at the point now where like, okay, people know it's here. People know it helps. It's not a fad. We're not just going to go away. Like hemp's here to stay. So let's make it to where we can open up opportunities from big corporations who could be interested in, buying some of these products from us. So
No, and I mean, and this the sad thing is this is not a fad. I mean, you go back to like Joe Rogan's brought this up several times. If go back to Popular Mechanic back in the like I think it was like 1920s or 30s before they had the whole hemp madness and Hearst. They were saying back then at the turn of the century this was a $1 trillion, $1 billion crop, that it was so versatile and this decorrugator was going to change everything. And then next thing you know, it's like, the old guard said, no, 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 we're not. Nope, nope.
that's right.
We're gonna demonize this. We're gonna go the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's amazing what marketing and just basically bullshit ads in a newspaper. If you control all the newspapers, how powerful that can be, I mean, they pretty much killed that entire industry. Kentucky was a
Oh
huge
yeah.
grower. I think Kentucky was one of the top 2 or 3 farming states for hemp back in the 1910s and 20s, even kind of turn of the century type
Yep.
situation. And then all of a sudden, everything just got taken out. Like all the cattle were feed with it. Like cannabinoids were just present in our everyday diet. And now it's so taboo anymore. But now it's finally, in my opinion, like it's some of that stigma is starting to break away slowly but surely on the overall populace. So that's exciting to
100%.
me. Yeah.
No, I think we're in a really good spot and in really great industries to really help people and take us into that next level. I honestly believe. I mean, there's just and that's kind of what I was saying before, a lot of these old guard unfortunately are just aging themselves out of existence. It's bringing a new mindset in there, and there's still a lot of the remnants of that, but I think, I was hoping we would already be here on a federal national level,
Same.
but I
Same.
think it's
Yeah.
it's obtainable within our lifetime, though. I
Yeah.
think it
I
honestly
agree.
is.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, shoot. Well, Evan, it's been we'll go ahead and finish it up here. I'll let you get back to your fields, man. It has been a great conversation. Tell people where they can find you at, or where they can look up some of your great products, or even talk to you about white labeling.
Yeah, check us out. It's farm-cbd.com, and that's PHARM-CBD.com. You can hop on there, check out all the products that we make. There's a whole introduction about us, our company, our management, our private label program, like everything that anyone would want to know can be found on that website. They can check us out at Farm CBD as well on Instagram and Facebook, all the socials. So, yeah, feel free to reach out. Anyone that has any questions, happy to educate, see how we can help folks out and kind of spreading these products even further than what we have them spread now. So,
Heck yeah, man. Heck
yeah.
yeah. All right, everybody. Well, that's been Evan. He's from Farm CBD. Check him out, and we will catch everybody on the other side. Thanks for being on here, Evan.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the time.
This has been The Inspiring Minds with Blissful Botanicals. I hope you enjoyed this episode. To find any of our great products, log on to blissfulbotanicals.shop and hope to see you again soon. Eyes open, no fear. I'm your host, JR Knopp.